Welcome back to The Avenue, and I'm Adrian, and on this avenue we like to talk about things that'll help you make better decisions for a better life, because I truly believe that your daily decisions help determine your destiny. And today we have a great one in for you. We've been talking about it for a while. It is finally here. Interest rates are falling. What to do when interest rates fall? Next up. Well, first of all, I'd like to say congratulations if you got in on the higher interest rates while interest rates were high, as far as the high yielding savings accounts. So congratulations on that. I took full advantage of it. And so now that interest rates are starting to fall, there's going to be some changes. I will admit, I've only had one of the banks that my money is in sent me a decline in the interest rate right now. But we're only a couple of weeks into this interest rate decline. So the government has cut the interest rate. The last cut to date of this taping was 0.5%. And so that will eventually start showing up, because as this comes out, banks will not keep those interest rates as high as they used to. Now, like I said, I've only had one of my banks cut the interest rate right now, and it didn't cut it a lot. Cut it a couple of points, but not a whole lot. So I'm still hanging on there, and you would see that the ones that are in the 5 and above will probably start cutting pretty drastically pretty soon. The ones that were below 4, they'll probably hold tight for a while because they can right now. So, but these interest rates are falling. So there are some good points about the interest rates falling, and that's what we're going to get into next. One thing that I would like to say about these falling interest rates, one interest rate that is not falling is your credit card interest rate. So if you have those humongous, horrendously high credit card interest rates, guess what? No matter what the Fed does, they're going to stay high, especially if your amount that you have charged on them, if that's high, they're making tons of money off of you with these 28, 29% interest on that money that you've borrowed from or charged on your credit card. So essentially you're paying rent for that money that you're using, that you charge on that credit card. Those will not come down, right? So this will not be in your benefit, them cutting interest rates, because that's your responsibility. The best thing you can do is to try to pay that off as quickly as possible. Get those paid down, get those paid off as quickly as possible, because I don't care how much they cut interest rates or how low they go. The credit cards are not going to cut interest on the stuff that you currently have charged on them. Now, the good thing about the cutting of interest rates, eventually they will trickle down and affect areas where you can borrow money. So borrowing money will become cheaper when you borrow it, once the interest rates are cut. So whether that's loans, whether it's car loans, whether it's mortgages, whatever it is, the interest rate will be cheaper. The money will be cheaper for you to borrow it and use it, because if you can get a mortgage at 5.5% as opposed to 6%, you're saving a ton of money every month that you're paying, because you're not paying that interest, higher interest on that mortgage or that car loan or whatever. So that's the good thing about cutting interest rates. The government does that to stimulate the growth in the economy again, have people start going out, consumer spending start up again, and that type of thing. So the interest rates cuts will be to the advantages of people that may have been waiting on the sidelines. And me as a realtor, I know there's been buyers as well as sellers been waiting on the sidelines to do something, waiting on these interest rates to fall. Now, when interest rates start falling in certain situations, such as when interest rates start falling really quickly in the buying of a home, then the price of these homes will start to go up. Like we saw back after COVID hit, the price of the homes in Texas went up very, very high, to the point where people were bidding on new homes, and whoever had the highest bid in, that's who won the home. So let's say, and I had heard stories, you guys, of people bidding $50,000, $75,000 over and above the cost that the builders were listing the homes for. Let's say if it was a $400,000 home, if you really wanted it badly enough, you were put on a list, You put your bid in and they would call you when they decided who had the highest bid. And you had a matter of 30 minutes or so, an hour to say yes and get over there and get the paperwork done. If not, they will move on to the next person on the list. That's how competitive it was when these interest rates start falling. So lesson learned, if in your area, the housing market, the amount that you're paying for houses are low right now or kind of have come down and you can afford that home, the thing to do is to consider go ahead and purchasing the home, because you can always refinance and get a better interest rate on that home. But if you overpay for that home, if you pay $50,000 more, because the home prices will start rising. They will start rising. I don't know how rapidly this will happen, but at some point in time, they will start rising. So because we do still have demand on homes, there are more people than wanting homes than we have on the homes on the inventory right now. So this is a good thing for realtors to come with the housing prices and people getting back into the buying mode where they want to go ahead and purchase a house. So my whole point is your money will be cheaper for you to borrow, and you can start spending and get back in there and start buying things and boost the economy. And this is one thing that the government wants to happen by dropping the interest rates. Another good thing is if you are in a business, the amount of money, again, that you can go ahead and apply for and get a loan on. If you want to expand your business, if you want to buy more product, you can do that now that the money is cheaper. So if the interest that you used to pay was, let's say, 10% on something, and now you can get it for 8% borrowing that money, you can kind of think about, well, maybe I will expand. Maybe I will build out another room, or maybe I will hire some more employees to, to cover this department, new department that I want to implement, new ideas, new products, that type of thing. So it will be good for businesses as far as stimulating their growth when interest rates fall. That's another reason that the government wants to cut interest. And one of the things too, and we never know, you all, because the government will say, and I'm not going against the government, but we have to wait to see what's really going to happen, because the government will predict, or people will predict that, oh, they're going to cut another 0.25% or whatever in the future, and there are going to be more cuts next year. Maybe the prediction. That may or may not happen. You just don't know. So what you need to do is focus on doing what's best for you and your family at the time that it happens. Now, if something happens and things drastically shift in your favor and you're at a position that you can take advantage of it, by all means, take advantage of it. So whether interest rates are going up, we need to take advantage of that. Or if they're coming down, we need to take advantage of that. But put yourself in a position that you can take advantage of these interest rate shifts. Now, as these interest rates come down, I want you to hit that like button and that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on the latest information as it becomes available to you. I'm bringing it to you. Hopefully you can use this and to your advantage, that you can do what's best for you and your family. But hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and share this one out. Someone may need to know what to do when these interest rates start dropping. Back to the video. As some of you all know, I am also a notary, and my notary business has been picking up in the form of people taking out HELOCs, home equity loans, as these interest rates are dropping, as well as people, it'll start picking up even more with people refinancing the higher loans that they took out on their homes when interest rates were in the high 6s, 7%. So my business will pick up, because once they start falling, people will, at the first fall, second fall, they will want to refinance, because you will save a ton of money on your monthly payment as well as the long-term payment of what you're paying on that mortgage for that property that you bought. So it just makes sense to go ahead and refinance. Some people will refinance from a 30-year mortgage to a 15-year mortgage for even a much better rate. So these are some things that people have in mind, and if they don't, their bankers will probably be calling them, friends will probably be talking about it. If you look at my channel, I will be talking about it also, about doing the refinancing if you're in a position to do so. But as a notary, I'm called upon by banks, by private companies to go and perform that service, the loan notarization, when people want to refinance. So my business will pick up. When interest rates went high, people started buying fewer homes and stuff. Business kind of slowed down, but I have seen an increase in the business already, and I could be busy every day if I wanted to. I choose not to, but my phone rings all the time. I get text messages for people needing notaries. So that's something that you may want to look at if you were never interested in it, or if you have been interested in it. You may want to look at or dust off your notary, make sure you're still licensed to do it and commissioned to do it. But that may be something you want to get back into, because they will need notaries. I know at the height of my busyness, when it happened and everybody was refinancing just about, I could get 8 to 10 appointments a day if I wanted to. I didn't want to work that hard, so I didn't take it, but I could get 8 to 10 appointments a day. And, and sometimes they get pretty desperate, because they'll call you and they'll say, whatever time you can do this, we just want you to go do it. And, when it comes dark at night and that type of thing, and I just kind of shy away from those. But you can make good money at that. But just know that this interest rate shift can be a good thing, and business will pick up in different areas. So just keep an eye out for that. Most of the times when the interest rates fall lower, the stock market goes up if you're invested in the right stock. So the thing you want to do, if you've been investing in the stock, you may want to keep an eye out on the stock. I always keep an eye out on the stock, because I have stock that's actually managed by a professional company, and then I have stock that I dabble in myself. So I want to make sure that I'm making the right moves when it comes to that. But I make sure I pick solid companies. And so when the interest rate does go down and they can start expanding, their stock can start going up in price. I'll actually start making money. They may get to a point that they go so high that they may declare a split. And when they declare a split, I gain more stock. Then the cycle starts all over again. They start going up again. So this may be your strategy, may not be your strategy, but this will affect interest rates in a good, interest rates going down will be affecting the stock market in most cases in a good way. Not always guaranteed, but normally it helps the stock market in a good way. Bottom line is, we don't want to 100% give up on our higher yielding savings accounts. And if you got into a CD, you're probably smiling right about now, because the CDs, if you locked in for a year, 6 months, 3 months, you have that interest rate guaranteed through the life of your CD. Now, once it renews, it could change, but you have that guarantee for it. Or if you locked into it for 2 or 3 years, you have that guarantee, as long as you don't need that money, you need to pull that money out for anything. But it could be you don't want to lock into something and have a missed opportunity as far as investment. But as far as the interest rates falling, if you were able to take advantage of the higher interest rates that we had, great job. If you were not, sorry about that. But with the interest rates falling, you have an opportunity for investing. You have an opportunity for purchasing real estate. You have an opportunity for business growth. And they want to stimulate the economy. That's the whole purpose of these interest rates falling like they are. Just be aware that inflation is still out there, you all. I haven't seen the prices come down in the grocery stores like I need to feel like, okay, we're good now. Prices are still high. Gas goes up, gas goes down, gas goes up and down. You just never know what you're going to pay for gas these days. But we want to make sure we're taking advantage of whatever the government is doing with the interest rates. So you can do some things that are good for you, whether they're coming down or going up. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video.